Okay, I just wanted to do a quick update on this thing. So yes, that line off was the oil injection line, the one that I made in my first video. You can see where it's meant to go, and of course, yeah, it comes right out the intake there. Funny thing is, this thing here has a pretty clean looking piston in it, but the cylinder walls are pretty scored, so I did manage to get 120 psi of compression after about maybe 10 pulls. So after about 5 pulls I was getting about 110 psi. So yeah, the top end was recently off, serial numbered, not too sure why. Still gotta figure out how to check the tranny for oil there, so I pulled off the airbox, everything else. I was kind of figured that it had an oil injection problem, seeing the whole bottom, the whole base of the quad, all the way to the back of the swing arm was coated in oil. So, and I do see the oil injection is working, because when I pull it over I see oil squirting out. As you can see, it's well, not squirting, but slowly dripping like it should be. So yeah, I get a better shot of this piston. I am going to be pulling off the rest of it. It actually looks like someone might have had recently did the top end. Yeah, you can kind of see all the scoring on the sides. I did manage to get it to start even before doing this, but it bogged the shit. Also, the carburetor is completely plugged. It has so dirty of gas in it, it's not even funny. Actually, it more or less went put, so it barely would run. And after that, I just decided to pull off the top end. I'm also going to check the crank. I know it's so freaking easy to pull right off the rest of the system. As for the weak spark issue, I'm not too sure. It does have spark. It's just very, very weak. I know I have seen some aftermarket stators for like 70, or not stators, CDIs for like 50 bucks. Stators are about 120, coils are like 30 bucks. So I don't care about that. Any wiring issue, of course, is freaking easy to solve. Just working outside because the garage is filled with junk, so it's not too bad of a day. The head bolts were so freaking tight taking off that head, so whoever had it on must have used some weird Loctite. I don't see any residue or anything. But I actually had to take out the big breaker bar to get it off, so that was kind of a pain in the butt. So now I'm just going to undo the exhaust. I'm going to actually pull right out the exhaust and see how carboned up it is. Make sure there's no rat's nest is growing in it. Let's go around to the other side. The electric starter is in fact bad, so I hooked up the booster battery from my old mini truck, which I don't know how much of a charge it has in it, but it wasn't quite enough. It just click. So there's a better view on the cylinder on this side here. So doesn't feel like there's any crank play, but I'll know for sure once I get the top end off. So here's the dirty ass carburetor, very dirty. So there's not a drop of gas in the gas tank, so someone actually drained it out before parking it. So there's actually a piece of dirt in there. Okay, and I'm just deciding if I want to go ahead and pull the rest of the cylinder today. I know I need a piston already. I do see markings on there. It looks like 245 or so, so that's probably the size. So which would mean stock, I would guess. Let's clean it up a little bit. Oh, no, there's actually just a part number on it. So 7245 or 6, 7246 by the looks of it. I'll look at it better once I'm not holding the camera. Give it a little bit of a cleaning. Complete piston kit's only 100 bucks, so it's freaking cheap. Boring to get the cylinder bored is about another 100 bucks, so I got about 200 bucks into it there. Say another 150 on the front end. Won't be too bad. So I wasn't going to work on it for the next few weeks, but I decided might as well get the parts on order. So that's pretty much where I'm going to leave this at until I get the top end off.